Unleash me. Let's go.
Unleash him.
Here
we go.
What are we doing? Okay, number one. Let's start here. Roll up my sleeves a little bit.
I think I broke my foot kicking my couch, by the way. So
I just did the yelling. I didn't touch anything today.
on the Peyton Sanford 3, which I predicted. So I don't even know why I was mad because I knew it was going to happen.
I said 81-77 Illinois. I think that's pretty right on the money. They're just wrong team winning. Okay, number one, Iowa fans on Twitter. One term for you: fuck off. Okay, that's a term. That's a term. Number one. Okay, I said
F you.
I responded to Rothstein's tweet, the Iowa Family Business or whatever, and I said Iowa basketball. Period. Paying the refs. Period. And then I put. This is friendly banter, of course. Iowa fans, you could just stop fouling. Just a thought. Shut up. Nobody, I don't care if it's in your favor or not. You cannot defend the Big Ten refs and get on your hands and knees like Stephen fucking Bardo does during these games.
Yeah,
he's got Kevin Warren in his ear saying, hey, defend that one, defend that one.
Literally,
insane.
Literally, like the whole, like my thing is, if you're going to call it one way in the first half, continue to call it that the rest of the way.
They just don't ever do that, ever.
I mean, I'm not saying that Illinois didn't foul and, do things, but I mean, you're not going to win games letting a dude go 15 of 15 from the line. You're not going to win games when you're up 7 before half. You do Coleman Hawkins with a stupid goaltending, and then you don't run the clock out when you're up 4. I mean, that's a 6-point swing at the end of the half. And Ty Rogers' turnover was even more, 9-point, 10-point swing.
Also, another response to this tweet. It was pretty one-sided, but I don't think it favored the Hawks, says Kyle Verwert. First of all, your name fucking sucks, dude. Number one. Number two, seriously? Your fucking top player, who's not, what is Perkins, like their 4th best player, had 32 points and made 15 free throws.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? In Illinois, Matthew Meyer, who's a better player than anybody that played in this game today, okay? With the exception of probably Chris Murray in the long run. Matthew Meyer's better than anybody else that played in this game, made 3 free throws, had 21 points, absolutely torched them. And then possession after possession, Illinois doesn't give them the fucking ball. It was like 4 possessions in a row down the stretch. Say what you will about the last one. I guess Epps had to take a shot, but Jesus. Fuck
yeah, and I'm sorry. You can't tell me there wasn't contact on Epps' last shot. Epps is not airballing that 3, especially by that much. The Terrence Shannon Jr. 3 was awful when it's a tie game. Like run a play, please. Coleman Hawkins, elite shooter, 0 for 7. 3 of them. I mean, he missed 6 around the rim. And tell me why we can look to see if a ball goes out of bounds on somebody, but we can't see that the guy got literally hammered.
Raped.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Literally, I mean, apparently there's a rule in girls basketball, which girls basketball has way better rules than boys, apparently, that they can call a foul when it's intentionally a foul and it goes off of a player. What are we doing?
I mean,
I'm glad that they got to look at it for a half hour to see, we missed a foul call, but it's still Iowa's ball.
I'm as big of an advocate as anybody when it comes to swallowing the whistle late. However,
thanks for the 3.5 hour game, refs.
How many times did Iowa fucking travel in this game? I mean, 30? 40?
I'm sure that I counted 16 of them. I'm for sure that I counted 16.
And then at the most crucial moment, travel, no call, God forbid. And if you come out of this game and you think that Iowa's a better team than Illinois, you are so fucking blind that Stevie Wonder would be surprised, okay? That's fucking bullshit. Iowa did not play well enough to win this basketball game. And for a fucking coach who cries and bitches and moans like the little Weasley fuck that he is, fucking complains about the refs more than anybody, and finally got the calls that he wanted today, okay? I mean, that is the home cooking. That is the definition of it in this game. However, of course, this was not an Illinois loss without them making a lot of mistakes, which they did. They turned the ball over 14 times. They did foul a lot. However, did they foul enough for those fucking losers to shoot 30 free throws? Probably not. Probably not.
What drives me crazy about this Illinois team, and I'm going to take shots at Illinois rather than the refs and anything else.
Both.
I know that Epps was hot and he, went on a 12-0 run or whatever by himself. But just because a guy's hot doesn't mean you stop running offense. Like I can't stand okay, we're going to keep giving it to this guy. Iowa did it with Perkins, and Perkins got fouled every time he touched the ball. But and Bardo defending the hook and hold by saying the Iowa player has the ball already. What? He literally went like this.
That rule does not exist anymore.
Is that not a clamp? Like, Meyer's been clamped twice, 2 games in a row, I'm pretty sure, without that call.
Why are they even reviewing that if they're never going to overturn it? Also, the reason that they're not overturning it is probably because they're always calling the original foul on the Illinois player. So they're not going to overturn it. But why even review it when you're never going to overturn it? I mean, it's so stupid. And also, can we talk about how garbage, how bad, just a horrendous performance by a guy that you need, Terrence Shannon, in this game? Horrendous.
Yeah.
And RJ making those free throws, maybe the most stunning thing in the history of basketball.
He's an elite shooter.
For a guy that's the absolute definition of not being clutch this year, 2 for 2 from the line in a big spot, very surprising. And let's just look, think about the second half stats. Iowa made 11 shots in the second half. 11 shots. 22 free throws. How is that real? The Big Ten has to put a statement out on something like that. 22 free throws. So you're telling me that Iowa makes 11 shots, okay? 11 shots, and you have 46 points in the second half.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute.
Well, yeah, it isn't like the thing on a hook and hold is literally like when they usually go up for rebounds and the guy gets the ball and is holding the other guy.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't have any clue.
Illinois defended as well as anybody's defended Iowa this year. It's really not Illinois' fault that they had 22 free throws in one goddamn fucking half. Like, that is insane. And you know that most losses, we as a podcast never put most of the blame on the refs. But I think I would put 53% of the blame on the refs in this game. And that is a low number, by the way. I think most Illinois fans are probably at like 80. And am I going to troll on Twitter and talk about how it's rigged? Yes, I am going to do that because that is what Twitter is for. And if you're too stupid because you live in Cornville, fucking Iowa, you fucking loser, fucking dweeb fucks, then if you're too stupid to know that I'm joking, you're an idiot. And I already regret sharing this on my Facebook, so I'm probably going to delete it off of there when this is over. But also, people should agree.
That's true. People should agree.
Maybe that was my language, I guess. I'm
sorry. Did Coleman even go to the bench in the second half?
I don't know. Let's see. In the second half, Coleman Hawkins put up a vicious number of minutes. 20 of them is how many he put up.
All of them.
Yeah, great. That is tremendous. RJ was a minus 15 in this game. Sincere was a minus 10. Rogers was a minus 7. I'm not going to blame that on him. I thought Ty Rogers was fantastic in a lot of his minutes, other than some of the fouls. Like on the offensive end, you can see
his turnovers were rough. He made 3 bad passes.
I don't think Illinois would like to have him have the ball that much, even though they talked about it in the early parts of the season. But like,
and I love the Jay Nep's ball towards the end of the game where Fran wants them to go look at it, but Terrence Shannon had 2 tipped out of bounds by Iowa that weren't even. I mean, I know they don't look at them then, but clearly, come on. There's no way that Coleman Hawkins doesn't go for that ball if it wasn't tipped. And that should be a blatant giveaway there. Does Coleman have the softest hands in college basketball, by the way?
Certainly has to be up there, I would say. But I think Illinois did everything they needed to do to win this game. It's not their fault that Iowa had 2 players make 22 free throws in the game. I mean, it's kind of stupid. I mean, they held them to 36% from 3, 45% from the field. I mean, if you're talking about the actual basketball part of this game, Illinois wins the game by 20 probably. Because there's no flow to a basketball game when you're just calling foul after foul. Illinois out-rebounded them by a mile. They made 8 less free throws, which is a big factor. They made the same number of threes. They made more field goals. Turnovers were a big part of it. Illinois had 5 blocks, 12 assists. I mean, I don't know how much Illinois was expecting Iowa to press. And I think that the veterans in this game especially were way too nonchalant to break that press. Way too nonchalant.
Yeah. The weird lineup for me was like Sincere, Meyer, Coleman, Terrence, I believe, and then Dane. And there was no chance they were breaking that press. No shot. And I don't know what Coleman throws a 40-foot pass and is mad at Matthew Meyer because Rebracha stepped in front of him. Like, did he not realize that Matthew Meyer had 4 fouls, and if he went after that, he could have got his 5th? I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. And that's the thing. It's like Illinois played well.
Yeah,
just they fouled too much.
They played. They played,
which is insane because fouls were literally 22-21. So
I would argue that Illinois played better in this game than they did in their last 2 against Nebraska and Wisconsin.
Yeah,
they fouled too much, but also like some of those calls just insane.
Yeah, and it's just it's those little things that they if you clean those up, like there were spots where Illinois should have ran away with this game, and they just didn't. They don't have that ability sometimes, it seems like.
How can you run away with a game though when Perkins is just flailing and flopping for calls? I mean, that's a tough spot to be in. You can't really run away with a game that way. I mean, just 16-7 is such an ugly record. So ugly. Disgustingly ugly record. I don't like it at all. But what we've been asking out of this team is to go on the road and play well against good opponents, and they did that today, and they played well enough to win the game. They probably should have won the game. So,
yeah.
And the good thing about Brad Underwood teams is they usually go on multiple game winning streaks after losing.
Yeah,
in the Big Ten especially.
And you had the goal was to keep Iowa under 80, right? And you didn't keep them under 80.
Well, if Iowa shoots a normal amount of free throws, which is like 16, then they score in the low 70s. So,
yeah. Warner says, we shoot 49%, 32%, and 78%. I take that every game. I agree. Coleman needs to stop shooting threes, especially from 97 feet.
So does RJ Melendez.
I especially like the energy and the start of the game. Yeah, well, I mean, it's easy against a shit defense like Iowa. So Melendez literally took that one wide open shot. So I don't know. I don't even know why you're going at RJ right now.
Because it wasn't even close.
It was a little short. It was as close as all of Coleman's.
Coleman Hawkins sucks. You expect me to sit here and defend him? I mean, come on.
Negative Ethan's back. Boys, let's go.
Well, he sucked in this game. He went 0 for 7. You think I'm going to defend him? And he also missed 4 free throws. Purdue is not getting exposed right now. Indiana's playing well in front of a home crowd, and Edey was in foul trouble in the first half. Also, this was a huge trap for Purdue. So,
what did Indiana have? 40-some points in the first half?
Yeah, they're killing them.
Score 46 points in the first half.
I also think that the Big Ten is starting to balance out a little bit to what we thought it would be, with some of the teams in the middle being where they are, like Illinois and Iowa and Rutgers are probably in that second tier. Yeah. Although if Indiana wins this game, I think you have to think about them as a borderline. I guess they're probably still front second tier, but I still don't think anybody's with Purdue. Even, doesn't matter the result.
Even if they lose this game, I agree.
Just annoying. I mean, we won. What am I on the team? Illinois won 5 in a row against these bums. Still own Fran right now. I mean, this is an anomaly in my opinion. Illinois is a better basketball team. Iowa offense also went up to number 1 on KenPom after this game. So sweet.
Yeah.
But I mean, you look at, Northwestern let Iowa cook them. Iowa was 61% from 2 and 47% from 3 against Northwestern.
Yeah.
Illinois defended them better than Rutgers did as well.
I mean, that's saying it's like Illinois was good this game. It's just, stupid plays in tough in critical situations. along with not getting that rebound, and then Illinois' recovery defense is awful. Sanford is going to hit that 100 times out of 100 wide open. Danger not coming up to at least put a hand in Perkins' face was a little frustrating at times, but he's been doing that all year. So 29 fouls in the second half. That's what I'm saying. It's the inconsistency from the refs to let them play one way a whole half and to completely change that the second half. What are you supposed to do? Like,
Brad,
why is Hawkins bringing up the ball? I don't know. Why is Hawkins playing 20 minutes and a half?
Brad says that they need to have a much better understanding of time and score at the end of the first half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jaden Epps by far and away the best game of his college career. He thinks Epps carried them. What?
Epps carried him in the second half, I would say.
Probably because Meyer couldn't play because of the refs.
It's true. That's true. 14 in the first half, 29 in the second half. Yeah, it's just the inconsistency, I think, is what pisses everybody off. Let's not forget why Sanford got that open look. Because Coleman Hawkins couldn't rebound. I can't remember exactly what happened.
I mean,
it's because we didn't get a rebound.
Coleman Hawkins playing 35 minutes should be illegal. And where was Luke Goody
playing every minute? Why is he 0 for 11 shooting from the logo? We don't know. So we're trying to figure out. Luke Goody was not playing.
Can we still count me being as correct for saying Goody February 4th? Because he was ready to see.
He could have played.
He could have played. Yeah. So and he was dressed. So that counts. I was right the whole time. Suck on
I agree.
Everybody. If they don't beat Minnesota by 50 and take this out on them, then what are we doing? Also, you could see how Iowa defensively is terrible. If they're not shooting well and not getting a good whistle, they are going to lose in the first round again. Defensively, they're awful. You could just tell the difference between a good defensive team and Iowa. That was very evident early, especially.
Underwood said, "I hate timeouts in late game scenarios because it gives the defense a chance to get set." Yeah, there was no way you were down 3. There was no way he should have called a timeout there. And if anybody thinks that he should have, is a moron. The fact that Illinois didn't have something to run, or just give it to Matthew Meyer and let him cook, please.
I mean,
I really thought RJ was going to chuck. I thought RJ was going to chuck.
He probably would have made that one. I would have forgiven him if he got a chance to shoot it, but I just don't understand how you don't get the ball to Meyer at all. There were so many possessions where they should have gotten him the ball and they didn't. Yeah. And if you're Meyer, you got to be frustrated and you got to be like, okay, I'm just going to have 40 against Minnesota then, I guess, whatever. But this does absolutely nothing to Illinois standing. It's a quad 1 loss, 7-5 in the Big Ten. Who cares about honestly, I feel like this team, especially with how inconsistent we expected this team to be, should we care at all about the Big Ten record? I mean, I don't care if they finish 6th. I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
Perkins not getting that whistle in the NCAA tournament.
No.
Play the savior if he's dressed. A lot better than Melendez. Okay.
I mean, I think anybody's
if Hawkins doesn't play, it's not even a close game. If he makes shots, it's not a close game.
He had a good look in the corner and missed another one. 0 for 4 in this game. And I don't think any of those threes that he took were contested, were they? At least 3 of them were
probably
open.
The one from the freaking squawk guy.
I thought the one from the logo wasn't defended either.
I mean,
the worst thing that happened,
as much as you want to defend somebody pulling up from the logo, who's going to guard that?
The worst thing that's happened to this
my thing is
Cole.
The only thing Coleman did good in this game was the two or three blocks he had when guys got beat. So let's not act like
6 offensive rebounds. Probably could have had 10 if he was a little stronger.
Okay, sure.
That's
why
good.
not let Meyer shoot the last shot? Only do extras. Yeah, exactly, Jay. That's what Ethan's preaching,
I mean, Epps was great, but he was also 1 for 5 from 3. I mean, I guess he got fouled in the last one, but still 1 for 5.
Yeah.
Let's be fair here.
He's much better going to the lane. The one that he made was nice. And then he comes down and heat checks Probably shouldn't have taken that one.
Yeah, but would you rather have Curbelo shooting threes? I mean, come on. Like,
Curbelo never had a chance to heat check himself. They won't get that icy whistle in the tournament. Yeah, I don't know, man.
No, those losers, they lost to Richmond in the first round last year. Give me a break with Fran. Give me a break. Brad seems to like him, which is questionable. I almost wonder if we should let Brad hit the road for liking Fran. Anybody? Illinois, no field goals the last 2 minutes, 44 seconds.
What, Iowa have 2 field goals in the last 10 minutes?
I mean, I don't even. You could tell me they had 3 field goals the entire second half. I'd be like, yeah, that seems right. Yeah,
that sounds right. I don't know. I guess Perkins made a few, and then Sanford. But I don't know. Did anybody else make one?
I don't know, but that game took 2 hours and 22 minutes.
That was a long ass game, dude. Long ass game.
So is Illinois dead? Are they making the tournament or no?
Yeah, we'll make the tournament. Again, they played fine. The fouling was bad. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not like super mad about this game.
I don't want to lose to Iowa, though.
I said, yeah, I hate Iowa. I said Sanford's 3 would kill us. What happened? That's all I gotta say.
Iowa
you cannot lose Peyton Sanford in that situation. I don't care if everybody goes to him. Can't lose him there.
Iowa made 2 field goals in the last 4 minutes and 47 seconds.
How many points did they score?
Perkins in the paint. Sanford 3. Let's see. How many points did they score in the last 5 minutes? They scored 13. 13 points in the last 5 minutes, but 2 shots, so not great. So now you move on, and I mean, I was really, really hoping that an Iowa fan would come in here and try to talk some shit so we could get after it, but that's unfortunate. Either way, though, we still have a full breakdown to do. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of the stats on the podcast episode, which, since we're doing Countdown to March Madness, I don't know if we'll be doing the pod tomorrow or Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Playing Minnesota, bounce back spot. Then you got Rutgers, 2 home games coming up. Road at Penn State. Really going to depend on whether, even though I'm not a look-ahead guy, which this doesn't even count. I might just delete this anyway. But Penn State, if they don't make threes, then Illinois has a good chance. And was Illinois playing the switch defense when they played Penn State last time? I think they still were.
I don't know.
Hopefully they can figure out how to defend whatever his name is, Pickett. So,
yep.
Okay. Gotta go.
Ethan just need to throw off some F-bombs for you guys.
Yep,
so.
absolutely. And like I said, I wish an Iowa fan would have come in here, but obviously they dodged. Also, those 4 guys that they showed at the end of the game, like throwing the L's up, those guys are pussies. I'd like to meet them in a Pizza Hut parking lot.
I mean, Iowa didn't even cover, and they celebrated like they won the Super Bowl.
I mean, seriously. Plus, the boys and girls stunt was a fucking joke. All right.
Yep. All right, guys.
Everybody, Monday for the Countdown to March Madness, and then Illini Basketball Podcast episode 145 coming soon. Okay, bye.
Later.